The SEC versus XRP, a lawsuit that has been going on now for over 20 months. Is a settlement possible as the commission may not want to risk it all? That means the SEC. Lawyer considers some of these questions. Actually, two opinions here in this article that we're going to go over in this video, talking about how close we are to a potential settlement, where XRP Ripple sits right now with all of the dealings between the SEC. And maybe, just maybe, we can get some centralized exchanges to relist XRP. Could be Coinbase. They've talked about backing XRP in their fight versus the SEC. Of course, it all started when the SEC pinned XRP as a security. So many people had an issue with this because when you really look at XRP, there's no difference in how they were designed than some of the other top altcoins. But some of these other top altcoins maybe didn't hit right at home where it hurts in the banking industry like XRP did with their technology. So let's dive in here. Make sure you guys hit the like button down below. Also, subscribe if you haven't already. And some really interesting insight here. So renowned lawyer and crypto enthusiast Bill Morgan has expressed the view that a settlement agreement between the SEC and Ripple is a real possibility. Now, listen, we heard from Brad Garlinghouse recently, the CEO of Ripple. He says by the middle of next year, we're going to have a decision one way or another, right? We're going to have some form of clarity on this whole SEC versus XRP. According to the lawyer, Ripple's possession of recordings of the Hinman speech has also given the crypto company real leverage in this case. Now, in order to leave this data undisclosed, which would not happen when the case is decided in court, the regulator may be inclined to settle, according to Morgan. That's Bill Morgan, renowned lawyer and crypto enthusiast. Now, in addition, the lawyer also said that Ripple's reply to the SEC's brief on the summary judgment motion, which, by the way, will be sent to the case judge on November 30th, just a week from now, could be one of the most telling documents of the entire trial and could bode well for XRP as we could be concluding this entire lawsuit. Now, earlier, another prominent crypto lawyer and XRP enthusiast, John Deaton, who's been very vocal throughout all of this, he says he's arguing for a possible settlement between Ripple and the SEC, estimated its likelihood based on two factors. The first was the condition that the SEC would be forced to give Hinman's speech to Ripple. And then the second was a court victory for a crypto startup Library, which we heard about and talked about when its LBC token sought to be recognized as a security just here in the last month. Now, 2 months later, Hinman's recordings were handed over. Library lost the trial. We saw what happened there. However, it seems that the most important thing was to get the former commissioner's speeches, which would obviously expose possible corruption in the regulatory system and undermine the SEC's reputation here. So we'll see what comes of the Hinman's recordings and emails and what have you. I do think XRP has fought a lot longer than many other people expected them to. Here's the thing. Many of the crypto projects companies that would have been in this situation, they would have already bowed down. They would have already bowed out and got done with this and quote unquote lost the case, because not many companies are willing to spend what Ripple is set to spend here. There are estimates that by the time this thing is all said and done, Ripple's going to spend $100 million in legal fees alone to fight the SEC. And of course, we know XRP was a top cryptocurrency in the previous bull run back in 2017. So they've got money here to fight the good fight. And we've talked about this before. Regardless of how you feel about XRP, this is important to talk about as a crypto enthusiast, crypto investor, because it's going to have ripple effects on how different regulation comes in the future. The big question, how are things going to be labeled? What are they going to be looking at when they label something a security versus a commodity? So many people out there think Bitcoin, and now even maybe Litecoin, should be labeled as a commodity. What's the difference there? Why are those a commodity versus XRP being labeled a security in this case? And I think this particular case between Ripple and SEC will set a precedent one way or another with how regulation unfolds in the years to come. that's what I've got for you guys. Thank you so much for popping in. Let me know what you think about all this down below, and we'll see you in the next video. See ya.